Oh wow, that's a good question. People often ask that when they find out we're brothers. They often bring up the Coen brothers, but I don't know if we're going to reach that level of success. We work together quite a lot, and we work together quite well. So we'll see. We'll see.
Was it good though working with?
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good. It was. I think when you're on a film set, it's often intense, and there are sometimes arguments, But as he's my brother, we're used to arguing, and we're used to not letting the argument get too big, Yeah, that's a great question actually. Yeah, I'd agree with that. I mean, yeah, me and Ruben were big Lovecraft fans, so that definitely came into it. And anything with tentacles is always good. Yeah, and eco horror wasn't something that we'd really given much thought about until I started writing it, and then I guess one of the ideas behind the film was nature fighting back, which I think is an interesting sort of genre. So that ended up being quite subtle in the film, but that's what we were going for. Was you're seeing all the creatures in the microscope that have sort of are dead and are being observed, and it was the idea of they're sort of being subjugated in this way and they're escaping. Yeah, it's been great. I think one of the things I thought when I was writing it was, it would be great if this could be seen in front of a crowd in the cinema, because it's got those moments where you hear people gasping and sometimes looking through their eyes, and so it's been great here last night to be in front of a sold out cinema and hearing people. I don't know what the sound is that people make. It's it varies. There's particular gruesome points of the film. There's some laughter in there as well. I think sometimes there's a defense mechanism to what you're seeing. Oh yeah, so yeah, I'd say that the two biggest problems were, one, we shot everything with the actor on one day, and then I think over 50% of the shots in the film are real close-ups, and we shot all of that, I think, for 2 months after the initial shoot. So it was difficult keeping track of the shot list on the day, because you do one sort of wider shot with the actor, and then you had to skip forward 6 shots, and so it was explaining to the actor the action that they hadn't had to do to bring them up to the next point was difficult, and then making the eyeball was very challenging, because making a solid eyeball is fairly easy, but making one that could be squashed and look good was really hard. So it took us about 6 weeks of trial and error to make the eyeball correct. So that was very difficult. Yeah, so this film was totally self-funded by Outer Dark Pictures, which is the production company that I co-own with Ruben and Niall, who produced this film. So it was very low budget. I think same as when you're trying to start out in this industry, you've just got to call in as many favors as you can. So the location, we got through a favor. All the equipment we managed to borrow, all the cameras, all the lighting. So I think the biggest costs are really the special effects makeup, because the mold had to be made in advance and then on the day. So that was because I hadn't done anything with that sort of special effects makeup before, so that was a bigger cost than I was expecting. Oh, that's a difficult question. I think one of the things I've always liked is a bit like David Lynch, kind of films David Lynch makes, where it may seem on the surface that everything, society is sort of functioning okay, but then you only have to go a little bit beneath the surface and see that there's a lot of darkness there, and the way things are being held together is very fragile. So I think that's the sort of thing which inspires me. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. I think we've got quite a few shorts under our belt now, and so we're working on some scripts. But I think, you know, when it comes to bringing in outside funding, you've got to pick the correct project, and you can't try and fund multiple features at the same time. So you've just got to pick that one script and go for it. And so I think that's what we're trying to figure out now, is what that script's going to be. Possibly. We have two. I have a script that I've been working on, and then we have another script that's in sort of early stages. One of them is sort of about it's about bird watching in a part of England. But again, there's quite a lot of darkness in that film. And another script that we're beginning to develop now, which is it's a horror film, but there's nothing supernatural in the film. It's all about the horrible things that can happen in reality, which is, you know, it's horrible enough without anything supernatural. Yeah, I'd say it's probably that is a similar thing to what I was saying about nature fighting back. And if people can take something from that, that's great, about maybe leaving nature be. And also, yeah, I've always liked plenty of fake blood in films, and so we try to use as much as possible. So if you enjoy fake blood, this is a good film.